my darlings, and welcome back to my channel. Hi, if you're new here, my name's Nash. I like to read and talk about all things book, and we are back with day 2 of our 12 days of BOOKMAS. This is going to be a fun time. It's been a little stressful, but it's been really fun so far. And in today's video, we're going to be doing a cozy 24-hour readathon. It is currently 9:18 p.m., so I'm going to try to do this bad boy overnight. I'm going to stay up and read for as long as I can, and then when I go to sleep and wake up tomorrow, I will jump right back into the 24-hour readathon and finish any time that I have left on our timer. This will only be 24 hours of active reading time. So I'm going to pause the timer anytime I have to go to the bathroom, get something to eat, or just take a break. So let's see how many books we can get through. I did try to make them wintry Christmas book recs, but I didn't want to purchase any new books just for this challenge. So they're all from my either physical, ebook, or audiobook TBR. So we're going to have a little mix of formats here. I love to immersive read, so I probably will use as many audiobooks as I can. And if you like this video and more bookish content, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get into the video. These are the 7 books that are on our TBR. I did also add a manga on here just so that way I have something to break up the monotony. Let's get into the TBR. For the wintry-ish book recs, I have Anathema by Carrie Lake. I've heard really great things about this, and it's been on my TBR for literally so long, and I need to get this book out of the way in 2025. I cannot take it into 2026, and everyone says this has a very wintry vibe, so I have this one. On my Kindle, I have Frost by C.N. Crawford. The name is literally Frost. It's giving Christmas. It's giving wintry. So I'm excited to dive into this one because I do love C.N. Crawford's writing. If you haven't read the Face Spy Academy series, it starts with Avalon Tower. She does a really great job at writing humor, and I loved it. So I want to see what this book is about. Another Kindle read, maybe audio only, is The Scattered Bones by Nicole Scarano. My mutuals on TikTok literally have been begging me to read this book for months, and I'm so excited to go ahead and just dive into it. It's supposed to be pretty short and a really great fantasy romance. So I'm excited to get this one under my belt. And I believe it's a standalone. I also have A Quart of Sugar and Spice by Rebecca F. Kinney. I remember a few years ago, there was a little bit of a scandal with one of the book talkers about this book, and I never heard anything else about it. So I'm glad it's Christmas time and I can go ahead and give this a read. I heard it's a little spicy good time, and it's like a holiday retelling. Some other random ones I have on my list just to give me some variety. That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon by Kimberly Lemming. This is book 1 of the Mead Mishap series. There is one of my followers on TikTok that has been begging me to read this book for literally 2 years. I don't know why I haven't picked it up. I just never do, but why not? It's a short book and I'm doing a 24-hour readathon. Why not add this to the list? The Crimson Throne by Sarah Rosh and Beth Revis. I really liked The Night of the Witch, which was also written by them, so I'm excited to give this one a read. I've had this arc. It came out October 7th, and I still haven't read it yet. And I know I told myself I don't need to start a new series before 2026 because I'm literally in the middle of the 90s series, but I have Riftborn by Greenwich and Lennox. My mutuals, again, if you want to know one thing about me, if my mutual recommends it, I'm going to add it to my TBR. Everybody is gobbling up this series, specifically The Ascended, but you do have to read Riftborn and Duskbound first. So I want to dive into this one. And my mutual, Amanda, literally loves it so much. And she told me personally that I'm going to love it. And I believe her. Again, to give myself options, I have the One Piece manga by Eiichi Oda. This is an omnibus, and I've already read volumes 1 and 2. So I'm on volume 3, and I'll probably start that within this 24-hour readathon. I got my caffeine here in this cute little gingerbread cup. It is just a Juneberry Red Bull, but I got Red Bull. I got 5-hour energy. So I'm hoping we can bang this out. I think for our first book, we're going to start something light. I'm going to do The Crimson Throne by Sarah Rosh and Beth Revis. I do have to wait until midnight to get some of my other audiobooks from Hoopla, which we can do easily. By finishing this book, it should put me around that time. So let's get into it. So we're about halfway into The Crimson Throne. We're on chapter 17. I am really enjoying this so far. We got some mystery, fae, humans. We're following Aelith, and she's what's called a Leith, which is basically half human, half fae. and she's in Scotland where there's this barrier to protect the people of Scotland. So everybody basically stays inside. She can't leave the barrier. But this is also like a play on Mary Queen of Scots, the fight for the English throne. Our MMC Samson is actually an Englishman that's sent to the Scottish court to try and do some spying. And Aelith is the strongest lead and a lady in waiting for Mary Queen of Scots. I'm currently on page 175 and there are 374 pages. So I'm going to dive back in. So I just finished my first book. This was better than I anticipated. I read Night of the Witch, which is another one of their books, and it actually ties into this world as well. It was so good. And this one was a really good read. It's basically like Mary Queen of Scots, but make it fae and crazy magic. It was actually a really good read. I probably would give this like a 4.25 star. So that took us a little over 3 hours. We have 20 hours and 46 minutes left. I took a little break to decide on the second book we're going to do, and I picked Frost by C.N. Crawford. This is going to be a pretty quick one. I'm listening to the audiobook through Hoopla, so I can listen to it at 4 times speed. It'll take me about 2 hours to get through it, but I'm excited to see what kind of wintry vibes are in this. And I know C.N. Crawford writes humor really well, so I'm interested to see what her other works have for me. I do got my little snack bin over here, and I got me some juice. It is currently 1:51 in the morning, and I feel good. I'm not like super tired. I have yawned a couple times, but I'm not super tired, so I'm gonna keep going. We're gonna have to stop that here. First of all, for some reason, my library doesn't have the regular Frost audiobook, so I tried the graphic audio. There's way too much going on. There's absolutely way too much going on. I think I'm going to try to find the audiobook somewhere else. If I can't, I'm going to have to pivot and read a different book because that's crazy. After going through all the books that I had on my little TBR for this readathon, I decided to pick up A Court of Sugar and Spice by Rebecca F. Kinney. It's supposed to be a Nutcracker retelling. And if I'm honest, and I might tell on myself here, I really don't know nothing about the story of the Nutcracker. I don't know the ballet. I don't know the story. I know the little doll thing. That's it. So I'm excited to see what the story is. And I'm going to go ahead and dive into this now. Good morning. I fell asleep last night at about 3:30, so I didn't do like a last update for last night, but I'm back up. It's 8:06 in the morning, and I'm about 50% into A Court of Sugar and Spice. I don't really know how to describe this book. It's basically about two sisters who are left in the care of their godfather, and then they find out that he's basically been trapping Faye in, what are they called? Autonomics, I don't know what the hell it's called. Okay, it's automatronics. Is that what it's called? The little robots that move like a Chuck E. Cheese. Anyway, each sister got their own Faye man. It's kind of just a fun, good time, a little on the spicier side. I have 19 hours and 22 minutes left in our 24-hour readathon. So I'm going to go ahead and get started finishing this book. We have officially finished book number 2. I like that. It was so fun. It was a cute little spicy, good Nutcracker retelling. The plot wasn't anything too crazy. We had a dragon. A dragon? Yeah, I love a good dragon. But I really liked both characters. It's two sisters with different personalities. One sister is the seductress, and the other sister is artistic and kind of quiet and reserved. And they get to switching, okay? They get to switch on personalities a little bit. So I love that. I'm really glad I added this little Christmassy read because it definitely got me into the season. But let's move on to book number 3. We're officially showered, fed. I got more caffeine, and I'm ready to dive into book number 3. We have about 18 hours and 30 minutes left in our timer, and I think it's time for me to dive into Anathema by Carrie Lake. I am expecting this to be fantastic. Honestly, the amount of people who have told me this is going to be so amazing. I know this is like more spooky gothic vibes, but they do say it's in like a wintry setting, so that's why it's on this list. I need to knock this book off my TBR. I cannot take it into another year. I literally can't. I do have the audiobook through Hoopla as well. So I'm going to see if I can do it at 4 times speed. If not, I might have to take it down to 3.5. I may also at some point transition to audio only. I've been thinking about playing my Switch a little bit while doing this readathon so I can listen to some audio onlys. I'm going to start out following along in the book, and once I get used to the voices and everything and feel comfortable, I'm going to switch over. But I am absolutely 100% expecting this book to change my life. I've not seen any bad reviews about it. So I'm intrigued to see where I'm going to fall in this category. Will I love it? Will I hate it? Will I be the outlier and not like this book? I don't know, but I'm going to give it a shot. And I know we didn't really talk about it yesterday, but get into this cute little cup. We got it from Ross, I believe, and it's literally adorable and I love it so much. I decided to do a little change of scenery, and we're in my living room in front of my Christmas tree. Me and my kids are about to have a little reading circle. So I'm gonna turn on my timer, and I decided to switch over to my Kindle because that tiny ass text in that book, not for me. So I'm gonna read it on my Kindle and listen with the audiobook. We're about, I want to say 100 pages, give or take. We're on chapter 10. I know that much, but we're about to dive back in. So I'm this far into Anathema by Carrie Lake. I'm about 75% in. I do have 14 and a half hours left in the 24-hour readathon. Now, I'm going to be honest with y'all. Sunday, my daughter, she is touched with autism, so she did not let me do any reading on Sunday. So I had to do it. Today is Monday at the time of filming this. So we just had to break it up a little bit, but that's still okay. We're going to complete this 24-hour readathon. But I'm giving you a check-in because this right here is probably going to be a 5-star. I am loving the spooky vibes, the last of your line aspect of this, and I am thoroughly enjoying the banter between our MMC and FMC. They're so different but similar at the same time. I just read probably one of the hottest things I've ever experienced. She took his magic, screwed herself so he could feel it, and vice versa because he was doing the same thing, okay? And then when they was done, she just gave him the magic back. Okay, just gave him the magic back, passed out, said, I'm out of here. I'm done. Oh my God. And listen to the audiobook. Listen to the audiobook. The reason why I say that is because the female narrator, when it comes to begging, this may be, if you're not over 18, please don't watch no more of this video. Okay. Because it was really good. It was really, really good, really spicy, really hot. And that's one thing about spice that I think gets lost in translation sometimes. It's not necessarily just about the act itself, but the passion behind it, the words, the yearning, okay? The just, oh, I need it bad. Like and also audiobooks when it comes to the spice. It's not just about the man growling in her ear, okay? Or her just having this little high-pitched, whiny voice. She was calling that man's name, begging. I literally had to highlight it in my Kindle because it was so hot. I was like, oh my God, this is such a great performance. And I think it's lost sometimes when it comes to spice. Like, it's all wham, bam, pam, okay? Let her do the yearning. Let her beg and plead. And another thing, if you are into sick and depraved and twisted things, own it. I'm tired of the FMC being like, oh, I can't believe, and I'm not talking about Anathema, but I'm tired of the FMC being like, oh, I can't believe I'm into these sick and depraved things. Girl, own it. Own it. You don't got to be worried, sweetheart. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We are not judging you, but stand 10 toes on what you want. And that scene right there was hot. Wait a damn minute. I'm so confused. Okay. I was not expecting that at all. And book 2, Eldritch, is out. I'm gonna have to make sure that moves up my TBR because that was so good. That was so good. Oh my God. Okay. Yes. This was definitely a 5-star. I really enjoyed this book so much. It's been a minute since I've read like a book that's taken me a while. And I feel like this one really had me locked in, knee deep. I loved it. I think for book 4, we're going to go with The Scattered Bones by Nicole Scarano. This is a short one, but I've heard amazing things about this as a just beautiful fantasy romance. I did switch from my Kindle Paperwhite to my original Kindle because my Paperwhite was about to die. So I'm going to be reading on this little tiny one. We have about 13 hours left in the readathon. So I definitely am going to be able to get through this book and maybe 1 or 2 more. I'm going to be so real with you. I've only gotten halfway through this 24-hour readathon. I have had such a hectic life and I haven't been able to sit down whatsoever for 12 hours and just binge read. So I have some time now. I'm going to sit down, finish these 12 hours. I'm about halfway into The Scattered Bones by Nicole Scarano. I'm not going to lie. This book is nice, but I don't know if it's the vibes. You can hear my daughter in the background. But I think I'm going to go ahead and just finish it because it's super short. I got about half of it left. I'm going to bang this out and then we'll start a new book. That was literally so horrible, but so beautiful at the same time. Wow. Enough. After the absolute jump scare, we have finally finished book number 4. I can't believe I was thinking about DNF in this book. This was a beautiful story of absolute devotion and I will love you in every life and do anything for you type of vibes. I really loved the journey that she goes on, but the pure dedication she has to collecting her husband's scattered bones is insane. She goes through so many trials and tribulations. This was just a beautiful story. I do think it was a little bit slow compared to what I was expecting. Even though the book's 260 something pages, I do felt like in the middle of the pacing was a little bit off, but I genuinely was not expecting to bawl my eyes out, but I really enjoyed it. I would probably say this is like a 4.5 star. It is midnight right now, so I'm going to go ahead and go lay down in my bed. I don't want to start another book right now, especially when I'm going to be going to sleep here in the next hour or so. I'm currently on page 444, which is volume 3 of this omnibus. So I think I want to try to get through the end of this omnibus and then head to bed. I don't know if I'm going to make it that far, but I'm definitely going to try. And then we'll reconvene in the morning. Good morning, my darlings. Am I still in my bed? Yes, I am. Have I gotten up and done anything? No, I have not. Actually, let me not lie. I did order my caffeine, but I got it delivered. My daughter's still sleeping and I want her to stay that way while I can get some reading and work done today. So I'm just going to lay in my bed and finish the One Piece manga. Is so good. If you want a story about pirates, a developing found family, and really great characters and like a moral compass, if you will, pick up One Piece, okay? This is not my first manga. I've read other mangas before. If you want any manga recommendations, please let me know in the comments. But this was my first time diving into One Piece, and I'm so glad I did because it was such a good time. These 3 volumes have kept me engaged. I love all the characters. I love where the story's going. I love what the overall mission is. So I'm excited to dive into volume 4 next time. I think for book number 6, I'm going to go ahead and read Riftborn by Greenwich and Lennox. I just heard that this series got picked up for traditional publishing. I do have Riftborn, Deathbound, and The Ascended. So I'm going to go ahead and read this one because I need to be in the know. I need to know what's going on. I need to know why everybody loves The Ascended. Riftborn, I heard, is a good book, but the better ones are Deathbound and The Ascended. And that you can really notice the writer's development from book 1 to book 3. And I love that you can just go on a writer's journey and get with them from the beginning and see how their writing style grows and evolves. So I think I'm going to pick this one up. Now, I may start with audio only because I do have a lot of work I have to get done around my house. My kids and their laundry, it's absolutely insane. I do have 9 hours-ish left on our 24-hour timer. So I'm going to go ahead and just listen to an audiobook while I try to bang out that laundry. Okay, now when it comes to this laundry pile, it is a we listen and we don't judge type of situation, okay? Has it gotten out of control? Yes. But have I been busy? Yes. But we're going to get everything separated and put away. And then maybe we'll sit down and relax a little bit. Let's go. So this is what my living room looks like right now. Between everyone searching for their clothes and my youngest daughter just throwing everything on the floor so she can jump on the couch, this is where we're at. All of this laundry is clean and needs to be put away. I did move into this place in August and I still have boxes. These are empty and need to be taken down. That one also needs to be taken down. So we're going to get this thing together. Is it the most decorated place for Christmas? No, this is my first time being in a place this big and like have this much space to decorate. So 2026, it will look better in here, but let's get started. Oh, okay. So I got my caffeine, I got my headphones, I got my iPad so I can play the audiobook. I am honestly so excited to start this series because I've heard amazing things. My mutuals absolutely love it. They told me I'm going to love it, and I trust them with my literal whole heart, my whole reading heart. Love them girls down. So I just know I'm going to eat this up. Do I know anything about this book or series? No, I really don't. I don't know what it's about whatsoever. And honestly, I usually go into my books completely blind. I may know a little bit about it, but generally, I don't read the synopsis. I read maybe the little blurb on the top, but that's as much as I'm going to read. And I maybe go through like a recommendation video or something like that. But other than that, it'd be nothing. And I love it that way. So I'm interested to see what all the hype is about. But let's get started because as you can see, this is a lot of work. With me listening to it at 3.5 times speed, it'll take me about 3 hours and 40 minutes to complete. Now, when it comes to listening to my audiobook sped up, sometimes depending on the narration style or their voices or accents, things like that, I may have to slow it down when I listen audio only. So we'll see if I have to do that. But for now, we're going to start at 3.5. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to take it down to 3 times speed, and then we're going to see if we can work our way up to 3.5. But I definitely need to start out at least 3. What? We officially finished doing all the laundry. Oh, am I tired? Yes. But am I glad that this is all cleaned up? Yes, I am. We're about halfway into Riftborn. I'm on chapter 24 and I have about 2 hours and 15 minutes left. I am loving it so far. I love our male main character. I like that he is broody to the outside world, but you get those glimpses of who he really is and the kindness that he has, which I'm really rocking with. What he did for her, I love her best friend. And I also love the complications with like her adoptive mother, the complications in their relationship with the decisions she has to make, the world, the story, the characters. I'm absolutely set. And I'm going to go ahead and binge the rest of this book. Wait, what? Wait, what the hell? Okay, we officially finished book number 5. I was absolutely caught up from the very beginning. This book definitely met my expectations with all the hype that's surrounding this series. Definitely makes me want to continue and read more. I love the world, the characters. I think the magical abilities are really unique. Our FMC being a mind shredder, that's honestly wild. And that's a new ability that I love. We get another wet dream scene in here, but this time it is on our girls' end. And I love me a good wet dream scene. I recently found that out with Thorns and Fire by Helen Scher, and I absolutely love it. So to get another one, but from the woman's perspective this time, absolutely gave me that itch, had me giggling, kicking my feet. I love the found family that's developing between the initiates. It reminds me a lot of Fourth Wing. The story in general with the military college and having the different factions reminds me a lot of Fourth Wing. But I think this was executed very well. And honestly, it definitely set itself apart. I can see the similarities with the structure. I like that it was factions and what they did was different. I love the lore with the overall Esprithians. Listen, it's going to take me a minute to learn how to say this, but with like the gods or whatever, those really are interesting. And I'm excited to see what is going to happen in Duskbound because our girl's in a very precarious situation and there's so much was happening, but I just loved it so much. Can't you tell that I had a great time while reading this? I'm absolutely rambling, but we have 3 hours and 30 minutes left in our timer before our 24-hour readathon is done. I do think I want to take a little step back from fantasy. I've been in the middle of Beautiful Venom by Rena Kent for a few days now, and I think I want to switch it up and read a spicy, dark hockey romance. This is my first hockey romance, and honestly, I'm kind of loving it. We get a secret society, good old Rena Kent, the usual, nothing too crazy, nothing too different, but I'm enjoying the story so far, and I think I want to finish that. And I might be able to squeeze one more book out. I'm not sure, but let's go ahead and start. I love about Rita Kent books is that she is going to give you the same formula basically, but you're still going to eat it up. Like, I mean, well, not everybody, but for me, when I just need a good, smutty, dark romance palette cleanser, Rita Kent just hits. Is it the same type of story, the same type of vibe? Yes. Is it the same, like, settings? Yes. But this one, they added hockey this time, and I liked it. I was interested. I was invested, and I needed a good spicy time to break up all that fantasy. I think we get this like a 4.5 star. We are officially in the home stretch. I have like an hour and 20 minutes left of the 24-hour readathon. So I think I'm going to go ahead and continue with the Viper series by Rita Kent with Sweet Venom. This is book 2. I did get an advanced listener copy of this, so I'm excited to dive in. And this is what we're going to read to wrap up our 24-hour readathon. The time has come and we finally finished our 24-hour readathon. I was able to read 7 books and I did get like 34% into Sweet Venom, which is the 8th book. I had such a blast really just locking in and binging books. I'm getting way closer to my 2025 reading goal, which I'm still behind on. But I genuinely had a great time with every single one of these books, the YA, the dark romance, the fantasy romance. There are some series that I'm definitely excited to continue. The audiobooks have been fantastic. And I just have had a great time while sitting down doing this readathon. Now, has it been challenging for me as someone who has a very chaotic home life? Yes. But I think next time I'm going to have to get away from my house to be able to do another 24-hour readathon, because if I'm here, somebody's going to need me for help, and I'm not going to be able to sit down and consistently read for 12, 24 hours. So I want to try to iron out the kinks as far as what it would take for me to do a actual 24-hour readathon close and concise amount of time. But if you stayed this entire video through my absolute chaos of a 24-hour readathon, thank you so much for your support, and I'll see you tomorrow for BOOKMAS Day 3. Bye guys, see you next time.